you know how we do it here. I want to first of all welcome everyone who is tuning in, listening. Hello, 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 hello. Hi. I hope everything is going well for you. I hope you're doing good. You're cherry because I have someone in the house, someone who have always had the opportunity of seeing from afar, and I get to see her, and she's coming on here to tell us a little bit about herself, give us something small for the upcoming Speakers Conference, the Entrepreneurs Living the Dream Speakers Conference 2025. I give you our speaker, Trish Carr. Thank you so much, ma'am, for honoring our invitation.
It's such a pleasure. I am so excited about the event on October 18th. I cannot wait.
I am so excited as well. So let's just jump right into every single thing we have for today, which brings me to our first question. Why did you choose to say yes to be a part of Entrepreneurs Living the Dream?
Oh my goodness. Let me start with a story and that'll explain. The first time I met, okay, so imagine you are standing in front of a room of 40 people and you are running a mastermind event and there's a lot of energy and it's very high and everybody's just getting to know each other. We haven't pulled it together yet. And in walks a woman, and this is like 2013, with a selfie stick. It's the first time I've ever seen a selfie stick. And in walks this amazingly beautiful woman. And as soon as she walks in the room, all eyes turn to her. She had a presence that you knew she was somebody you wanted to meet.
Yeah.
And I'm standing in front of the room going, I don't know this person. Who is this person? And it turns out it was Dr. Patricia Rogers. And Anne, you know more better than anyone that that woman has an incredible magnetic energy that really brings people together. And honestly, here's the truth, she's someone. You know what I mean? She's someone.
Yeah, I know that's right. That's it. There's just this energy. You just want to be happy. You just want to, it just brightens up the room. So I get what
Absolutely. So for the years that we have built our business relationship and become friends and coached, I coach her and believe me, she coaches me as well, right? She's an amazing woman and I've watched everything she does and she's someone who is inspiring. So I want to be a part of everything she does. I love what she does.
That's something that I've found that is a common denominator amongst the people I've had the pleasure of interviewing. It's always her energy. It's always this magnetic, something that just draws you in and you're like, I simply have to be a part of this. So thank you so much for sharing that with me and our audience this lovely day. That brings me to my next question. In less than 3 minutes, could you tell our listening audience how you serve humanity?
Oh my goodness, less than 3 minutes, I can tell you very quickly. I am honored to be one of the co-founders of Women's Prosperity Network, and we are a movement. We're not just a network, we're a network that is a movement of entrepreneurial and small business owner women coming together arm in arm to be the best that we can be so that with our products, our services, and our projects, we together make a massive positive difference in the world. So I feel like I'm that small pebble in the pond that you drop the pebble in all the ripples. So what I do is support the women who come together at the events that we do to grow. That's what we're all about, is being the best that we can be and being seen as a force of women making a huge difference in the world. So I think that's probably the biggest way I get to serve humanity.
I'd like to add by saying something about the Women's Prosperity Network. I don't know, but like every single time I get an invite to attend, I just love the energy. I love how everyone is just so concerned about how can I help? What are you going through? It feels less about a meeting and more like a community. And I actually made a promise to myself ever since I attended the last networking with a twist. I said, this is somewhere I actually do want to be because I get to meet women from all walks of life. I get to hear from them, listen to their stories, see how they are doing. And like you said, you're like that pebble that you drop in the water, in a large body of water, and it just makes ripples. And that's the ripple that you cause in our lives. And just thank you for such a
Thank
platform by
you.
pulling people together. So,
Thank
thank you. So, the next question, I know you've spoken a little bit about what you do, but I want to know in your years with WPN, what has been your biggest win? What has been that thing that happened and you were like, I'm so happy I started this. I'm so glad I started this.
Wow. So there have been so many because we have been in business since 2008. So we're working on 18 years now. And there have been so many, whether it was being able to bring 400 women from all over the world together for 18 years. We did live events like Dr. Pat is doing, or how we were able to pivot at the COVID and go from an in-person community to 100% online. The most rewarding, obviously, Anne, are all the women, all the individual stories, all the wonderful people that I've been able to work with who had a great idea but didn't know how to make money doing it, or who already had a business and it was kind of flat, it wasn't doing what it needed to, or like Dr. Pat, who was also doing things in person at COVID, and then she needed to totally pivot and change her business. So for me, it's watching the resilience and the commitment of these incredible people who come together to make that difference. So if I had to pick one, I would have to say that it was being able to meet some of the world's greatest influencers. And what I mean by influencers are thought leaders. I got to meet and work with Jack Canfield of Chicken Soup for the Soul. I got to meet
Wow.
Seth Godin, who wrote the book Tribes and Purple Cow. I got to meet Michael Gerber, who wrote E-Myth. So my position as the leader of the community gave me personally an opportunity to expand myself. So all that to say,
I just want to say it's so neat that you met the author of Chicken Soup
oh,
for
I
the Soul
know.
because I grew up reading that in secondary school. Anytime anyone would bring an addition to school, I was all like I was so excited to get to read it. So I understand what you mean by your calling and your helping women collaborate, moving you closer to opportunities that originally you wouldn't be as close as to. Um, we've spoken about a lot of things about WPN, from how you serve to your biggest win. And I'm sure that our listeners and our viewers would be curious and excited to know if you have your contact information or maybe an offer that you would like to share with them. You can just state it, and it's also going to be added in the description point of this video. So please feel free to check this description box so that you get your goodies and you get to connect with Trish Carr.
Well, thank you so much, Anne. Okay, so the easiest thing is to simply go on your phone or your browser to speakingforfunandprofit.com. Speakingforfunandprofit.com. And once you go in there, you will see that there's a presentation profitizer. So what I'm going to be speaking about at the conference is how you can make money speaking on stages and how you can do it without the fear or the worries, like being really, really good at it. So speakingforfunandprofit.com, you have an outline of the formula that I use. And let me just say that this formula can be used over and over again. So that's the first thing. Secondarily, I invite you to go to womensprosperityNetwork.com and become a member for free. Check us out, see what we're about, join our events. We get together for networking, masterminding, training classes. In fact, today I'm doing a training class in a couple of hours for free. So go to womensprosperitynetwork.com and check us out. And when you go to speakingforfunandprofit.com, you'll also have the opportunity to hear about what's coming up when you give us your email address.
Thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful offer. And I just want to throw my hat back in the ring. So if you're wondering what does Women Prosperity Network bring to the table, I'm sure you've heard it. It's also in the name. You get a network of people, and not just network, but sisters. You get a sisterhood. You get women that are movers and shakers, women who you can draw from, who can fuel you not only your careers, but also your heart. Because I noticed that the people who come to the Women's Prosperity Network meetings have a lot of heart. So work, don't run, as I say, and get your offer and get a membership with WPN. And who knows, you might stick around to see the many, many goodies that comes with being one of us. So without further ado, I would like to close this off by extending an invite to our lovely viewers and everyone who might come across this video on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, wherever. We're always going to have our link to the upcoming event so that you go, get your ticket, listen to what Trish Carr and our wonderful lineup of speakers have to say. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Thank you once again, Trish Carr. It was such a pleasure having you today.
Mine too. Mine too. Thank you. And for those of you watching, events will change your life. Come to this event. The one thing that grew my business was events. Come.
Thank you so much for that vote of confidence, Trish. And